Of the play. Ringtones, no matter how lovely, will distract the seagulls, and the seagulls are very important to the plot. Thank you. In the unlikely event that we must abandon ship, please note that the fire exits are located at the far right of the stage, and at the back of the auditorium, under the illuminated exit signs. There will be a short intermission in the middle of the play, and the restrooms are located near the concession stand and the box office. We'd like to express our abiding gratitude to our sponsors, who are all peachy in the best possible way. They are the Clayton Foundation, the City of Knoxville, First Bank, Pancake Pantry, Holston Gases, and Home Federal Bank. Now, off we go. Please sit back and enjoy the ride.
What a beginning to a story.
Can you believe that?
Well, I'm sorry to start the story off with such a terrible event as a mother and father being swallowed up by an escaped rhinoceros. But I just had to tell you, it's because of this event that this story happened.
You see, life was really great for our hero, James Henry Trotter, till this happened to his parents. Now, well, he was sent away to live with his two aunts, Aunt Sponge and Aunt Spiker.
I'm sorry to point out, but I must, that they're both really horrible people. Selfish and lazy and cruel. And right from the beginning, they started beating poor James for almost no reason at all.
They never called him by his real name, but always referred to him as, "You miserable creature," or "You disgusting little beast," or "You filthy nuisance."
And they certainly never gave him any toys to play with, or any picture books to look at or read. His room was as bare as a prison cell.
They lived, Aunt Sponge, Aunt Spiker, and now James as well, in a queer, ramshackle house on top of a high hill in the south of England.
The hill was so high that from almost anywhere in the garden, James could look and see for miles and miles across a marvelous landscape of woods and fields. And, on a clear day, if you looked in the right direction,
You could see a tiny gray dot off on the horizon, which was the house that he used to live in, with his beloved mother and father.
and just beyond that, there was the sea itself, a long, thin streak of blackish blue, like a line of ink underneath the rim of the sky.
But then, there came a morning when something rather peculiar happened. It all started on a blazing hot day in the middle of summer.
Aunt Sponge, Aunt Spiker, and James were out in the garden. James had been put to work, as usual. This time he was chopping wood for the kitchen stove. Aunt Sponge and Aunt Spiker were sitting comfortably in deck chairs, sipping tall glasses of fizzy lemonade, and watching him to make sure he didn't stop work for one moment.
Let's take a closer look what's happening.
I look and smell, I do declare, as lovely as a rose. Just feast your eyes upon my face, observe my shapely nose, behold my heavenly silky locks, and if I take off both of my socks, you'll see my dainty toes. But don't forget, my old dear Sponge, how much your tummy shows. Why, Sponge, you're red. Don't soak your head. My sweet, you cannot win. nor the pimple on my chin. My dear old trout, to the whole world I'll shout, your only bones and skin! Such loveliness as I possess can only truly shine in Hollywood. I do declare, oh, nothing fine. I capture all the nation's hearts. They give me all the leading parts. The stars would all resign. And I think you make, without mistake, a lovely Frankenstein. Oh, what is the matter with you? Peanut Spiker, I feel as if I'm going to faint in a second. Stop that immediately and get on with your work, you nasty little beast! Oh, naughty Spiker, couldn't we all, please, just for once, go down to the seaside on the bus? It isn't far. It feels so hot and awful and lonely. Why, you lazy, good-for-nothing brute! Be him! I certainly will! Oh, and I shall be too later on in the day when I don't feel so hot. Now get out of my sight, you disgusting little beast, and give me some peace.
It was at this moment that the first thing, the rather peculiar thing, happened to James.
Come closer to me, little boy. Come right up close to me, and I will show you something wonderful. You see this? You know what this is, my dear? You know what's inside this little bag? Take a look, my dear. Listen to them. Listen to them move! There's more power and magic in these little green things than in all the rest of the world put together. What are they? Where do they come from? Aha! You'd never guess that! Crocodile tongues! 1,000 long, slimy crocodile tongues, boiled in the skull of a dead witch for 20 days and nights, with the eyeballs of a lizard, adding the fingers of a young monkey, the gizzard of a pig, the beak of a green parrot, the juice of a porcupine, and 3 spoonfuls of sugar. Stew for another week, and then let the moon do the rest. Here, you take it. It's yours. Now, all you've got to do is this. Take a large jug of water and pour all the little green things into it. Then, very slowly, one by one, add 10 hairs from your own head. That sets it off. In a couple of minutes, the water will be in the froth and bubble furiously. And as soon as that happens, my dear, you must drink it all down, the whole jug full, in one gulp. And then, my dear, you will feel it churning and boiling in your stomach, and steam will start coming out of your mouth. And then, my dear, marvelous things will start happening to you. Fabulous, unbelievable things. And you will never be miserable again in your life. Because you are miserable, aren't you? You needn't tell me. I know all about it. Now, off you go and do exactly as I say. Don't let those little green things in there get away from you. If they do escape, they will be working their magic upon somebody else instead of upon you. Whoever they meet first, be it bug, insect, animal, or tree, that is who will get the full power of their magic. So hold the bag tight. Off you go. Hurry up, now's the time. Don't wait. Hurry. Oh no! What are they going to do? Well, I suppose I just try to pick them. Wait a minute. Why, they're burning to the ground. I can't seem to get them. let alone a peach. There's one on it now, Sponge. You look for yourself. Very funny. Ha, ha. Huh? Good gracious me, there really is a peach up there.
Now, it's at this moment in our story that James feels that something rather peculiar is about to happen to him. At any moment.
Hey, you! Come over here at once and climb up this tree. I want you to pick that peach up there. On the highest branch. Can't you see? Yeah, Holy Sponge, I can see it. And don't you dare eat any of it yourself. Aunt Spike and I are going to have it between us. Right here and now. Half each. Well, be it with you. You go. Stop. Hold everything. Look, Sponge. Look. What is the matter with you? It is growing. It's getting bigger and bigger. What is? The peach, of course. But my dear Spiker, that's perfectly ridiculous. That's impossible. That's no, that can't be. No, yes, great Scott, the thing really is growing. I'm seeing bulging swelling before my very eyes. Will it ever stop growing? Get away from that tree trunk, you stupid boy. The slightest shake would have fallen to break. Stand back! The branch is bending right down. I can't believe it. The branch is breaking. Hallelujah! What a peach! Terrifico! Magnifico! Splendifico! And what a meal! It's right. It's just perfect. Now see here, Spiker. Why don't we go get us a shovel and dig us out a great big hunk of this for you and me to eat? No, not yet. But I can't wait to eat some! My dear Sponge, there's a pot of money to be made out of it if we only can handle it right. You wait and see. Come on, come on!
The news that a peach, almost as big as a house, had suddenly appeared in someone's garden spread like a wildfire across the countryside.
The next day, a stream of people came scrambling up the steep hill to gaze upon this marvel.
Aunt Sponge and Aunt Spiker had called in carpenters and had to build a strong fence around the peach to save it from the ground.
At the same time, these two crafty women stationed themselves in front of the gate with a large bunch of tickets and started charging everyone for coming in.
The whole place was seething with a mass of men, women, and children, all pushing and shoving just to get a glimpse of the miraculous fruit.
Helicopters were landing like wasps all over the side of the hill. Out of them were sheets of cameramen, newspaper reporters, and men for the television companies.
But while all this excitement was going on outside, poor James was forced to stay locked up in his bedroom, peeping through the bars of the windows at the crowds below.
Roll up! Only 10 cents to see the giant peach! Ha! Price for children under 2 weeks old! One time, please. Don't push. Won't going to get in. Hey, don't come back here. You haven't paid. It'll cost you double if you bring in a camera. All right. We don't care. Aren't you glad we put bars on that James window? Oh, that little fruit from get in our way if we let him wander about. Can you believe that he complained that he was lonely just because he hasn't met any other children for years and years? What a nerve. Here we are, just about to become millionaires, and the only thing we can think of is himself. Gee, everybody's gone home. Close up tonight, Spiker. Maybe you're right, Sponge. We'll get that beast to clean up the mess out here. He'll probably want something to eat, since he hasn't had anything all day. Well, he'd better not ask. We're too busy to make food. We have to count our money. I'd better call him to spooky.
Can you imagine how James is feeling right now?
Have you ever been alone on a dark, quiet night?
Well, here is.
Where James knows
He can just feel it in his bones.
that something even stranger this time is about to happen to him. Again.
He's sure of it. He can feel it coming.
Everything is so different. Suddenly, the whole place seems to be alive with magic. Wow. Feels so soft and warm. It's a little furry, like the skin of a baby mouse. What's that? I don't believe it. But there's a hole in the side. It's quite a large hole. The sort of thing an animal about the size of a fox might make. This isn't just a hole. It's a tunnel. Boy, these walls are wet and sticky. It tastes like feet cubes. Straight from the ceiling. Delicious. You're going uphill. To the very center. Ouch! What's this? It seems like a solid wall. It feels like wood. Except that it's very jagged and full of deep grooves. Good grief! I know what this is. Out of the stone. In the middle of the peach. And here is what appears to be a door. Cut in the face of the stone. Let's see now. There! It's swung open. What's this light?
Look who's here!
We've been waiting for you. Oh, no! I'm hungry.
I'm famished!
So am I. Everyone's famished. We need food. Aren't you hungry?
What's the matter with you? You look positively ill!
He looks as though he's going to faint any second. Oh, my goodness. The poor thing. I'm thinking he's thinking it's him wanting to eat.
Oh,
no. Not at all. We would dream of hurting you. You're one of us now. Didn't you know that? We're one of the crew. We are all in the same boat.
We've been waiting for you all day long. We thought you were never going to turn up. I'm glad you made it.
So cheer up, my boy, cheer up. And meanwhile, I wish you'd come over here and give me a hand with these boots. It takes me hours to come all by myself. Thank you so much. You are very kind. Well, have a lot of boots. I have a lot of legs and a lot of feet. 100 to be exact. I am a centipede, you know.
There he goes again. He simply cannot stop telling lies about his legs. He's only got 42. The trouble is, most people don't bother to count them. And anyway, there's nothing marvelous in his centipede about having a lot of legs.
Poor earthworm. He's blind, you know. He can't see how splendid I look.
In my opinion, the really marvelous thing is to have no legs at all and to be able to look just the same.
You call that walking? You're a slitherer. That's all you are. You just slither along.
I glide.
You are a slimy beast.
I am not a slimy beast. I'm a useful and much-loved creature. Ask any gardener you like, and as for you...
I'm a pest! He's so proud of that. But for the life of me, I cannot understand why. Oh, please excuse me. My name is Ladybug. Please excuse me. I am the only pest in this room. Unless you count old big grasshopper over there. But he's too old to be a pest anymore.
Young fellow, I'm Grasshopper. Who's rather old, but not a pest. I'm a musician.
Well said, old green grasshopper. In case you haven't guessed by now, my name is Spider James. Your name is James, isn't it? Yes. Well, James, have you ever, in your life, seen such a marvelous, colossal centipede as me? I certainly haven't. How on earth could it be like that? Very peculiar. Very peculiar indeed. I was messing about in the garden underneath the old peach tree when suddenly a funny little green thing came whizzing. Oh, I know what that was! It happened to me too! And me. Suddenly there were little green things everywhere. The soil was full of them.
I actually swallowed one.
So did I. I swallowed 3. But whose side of the story
Centipede, why don't you get to the top and get started?
What's going on? In case you don't know it, we're about to depart from the top of this ghastly hill, of which we've been living on for so long. We're about to roll away inside this great, big, beautiful beach to the land to the land of what? Never you mind. But nothing could be more worse than this desolate hilltop and those two repulsive aunts of yours.
Yes, I usually true.
You may have not noticed it, but the whole garden, even before it reaches the steep edge of the hill, happens to be on a steep slope. Therefore, the only thing that's been stopping this beach from rolling right away from the beginning is the thick stem attaching to the tree. Break the stem, and off we go.
I get it! We're off! The journey begins!
And if you have anything to do with it, it can only mean trouble.
Nonsense! We're about to see the most marvelous places and see the most wonderful things. Isn't that so, Centipede? There's no knowing what we shall see. We may see a creature with 49 heads who lives in the desolate snow. And whenever he catches a cold, which he dreads, he has 49 noses to blow. We may see a dragon nobody knows, and we won't see a unicorn there. We may see a terrible monster with a toad pointing out the top of his hair. We may see sweet little bitty Martin, so playful, so kind and well-bred, and such beautiful eggs. You just boil them, and then they explode and blow off your head. But who cares? Let us go from this horrible hill. Let us bowl! Let us bowl! Let us plunge! Let us go rolling and bowling and spinning into our wave for old Spiker and Sponge. Why do we have to get up so early, Spiker? Why? It's still dark outside. Well, if the early bird catches the worm, then the two early aunts will catch the suckers. That's funny. I don't get it. What do you mean? Money. We're out here to make money, Spot. Get it? Make money. Money. We're showing fortune today. Just look at all those people coming up the hill. I wonder what became of that poor little boy of ours last night. He never did come back, did he? He probably fell down in the dark and broke his leg. Or his neck, maybe. Just wait till I get my hands on him. He'll never want to stay out all night by the time I'm finished with him. Good gracious me, what is that awful noise?
Spiker, I know this sounds silly, but it looks as if the fence is breaking. And the peaches. The peaches.
Are you real, Sponge? Are you? You must be. Oh no, it can't be. Move, Spiker! Out of my way! Don't off me, Sponge! Move now! We're gonna get crushed. No,
Wonder what that noise was.
Well, anyway, you'll never believe it, but the giant peach is still moving. It's rolling and bouncing at a tremendous pace.
It's going faster and faster and faster and faster. And the crowds of people who are climbing up the hill have suddenly caught sight of it plunging down upon them. They're screaming around, scouting from right to left.
It just knocked over a telegraph pole and flattened two parked cars.
It's rushing madly across about 20 fields now. Just look at all those horses and sheep and cows and pigs. They're feeding in all directions.
Hey, you must scatter too if the giant peach were coming down on you. Wouldn't you?
Oh dear, it's rolling right through that village. I don't believe it, but it just knocked down one of the great walls of the Monkey Bucket Chocolate Factory. In fact, there's now a great river of warm, melted chocolate flowing from every street in the village.
Will it ever stop? But then, why should it? A round object will always keep on rolling as long as it is on a downhill slope.
Wait, there's the sea. Surely the beach and all its occupants aren't going to end up there. But then, what's to stop it?
I know James wanted to visit the seaside, but somehow I don't think that's what he had in mind.
It's heading right for those towering white cliffs. They're the most famous in all of England. They're hundreds of feet high.
Below that, the sea is deep and cold and hungry. Many ships and men have been lost and swallowed up by that part of the coast.
The beach is not only 100 yards away from the cliff. Now 50, now 20, now 10, now 5.
It's gone over, down, 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 smack.
What a colossal splash. It sank like a stone.
Wait, I think I see, yes, I think I see something. Look over there.
Yes, light! Give us light, glowworm!
Glowworm? I never put a glowworm here. That because he was up on the slimy ceiling. The lazy beast. Although, now that you mention his name, he really doesn't look like much of a worm, does he? I am not a worm. I am not a he either. I am simply a lady firefly without wings. Big deal, big deal. Come on, give us some more light. I'm trying. I'm doing my best. Please be patient. There. Some great journey.
I shall never be the same again.
Nor I. Taking years of my life.
But my dear friends, we're there!
Where? Where is there?
I don't know, but I bet it's somewhere good.
We're probably at the bottom of a coal mine.
Or perhaps we're in the middle of a beautiful country, full of songs and music.
Or near the seaside. With lots of other children down at 10 for me to play with. Pardon me, but am I wrong in thinking that we seem to be bobbing up and down? Bobbing up and down? What on earth do you mean?
You're still dizzy from the journey. So I'm ready to go upstairs now and take a look around?
Yes, I will to show myself outdoors with my bare feet. I have to get my boots on again first.
Oh, for heaven's sake, let's not go through all that nonsense again.
Let's all lend the sense a hand and get it over with. Come on. While you're doing that, I'll weave us a ladder to help us get out. Okay. That's how we'll Okay, we're done. But this is impossible! I told you we were bobbing up and down. We're in the middle of the sea! We're in the field! I want to save the children!
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid that we find ourselves in a rather awkward situation.
Awkward? We're finished. I may be blind, you know, but that much I can see quite clearly.
Off my boots! I cannot swim with my boots on. I can't swim at all. Nor can I. Nor I. But you won't have to swim. We're floating beautifully. And sooner or later, a ship is bound to come along and pick us up. Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Of course I'm sure. We'll look for ourselves.
The boy's quite right. We're floating beautifully. Now we must all sit down and keep perfectly calm. Everything will be all right in the end.
What absolute nonsense. Nothing's ever right in the end, and you well know it.
Poor Earthworm. He loves to make everything into a disaster. He hates to be happy.
If the beach is not going to sink, and if we are not going to drown, then every single one of us is going to starve to death instead.
By golly! He's right! For once, he's right!
Of course, I'm always right. We shall get thinner and thinner and thirstier. I'm dying already. I'm slowly shriveling up for want of food. Personally, I'd rather drown.
But you must be blind.
How cool! You very well know I'm right. There's no need to rub it in.
Didn't mean that. I'm sorry. But can't you see?
See, how can I see if I'm blind?
Can't you realize That we have no food here. It lasts for weeks and weeks.
Where?
Why the pigs, of course. Our whole ship is made of food. That.
My dear James, I don't know what we do without you. You are so clever.
You must be crazy. You can't eat the ship. It's the only thing keeping us up.
We should starve if we don't.
We shall drown if we do.
Oh dear. Oh dear, now we're worse off than before.
You can eat all you want. It would take weeks and weeks to make any sort of dent. It is enormous piece.
Good heavens, he's right again.
An excellent idea. What are you looking so worried about, Earthworm? What's the problem?
The problem is, well, the problem is that there is no problem.
Here, Earthworm, look at the right side.
Delicious.
Just fabulous! Oh my! You know, James, this peach even tastes better than the little green flies that live on the rose bushes. And flies were never as good as this. What a flavor! It's terrific. There's nothing like it. There never has been. And I should know because I perfectly taste all the finest food in the world. I've eaten Westwood burgers by the greatest cooks there are, and scrambled eggs, and steamed eggs, and hornet stew tossed, and hail snails, and lizard tails, and beetles by the jar. A beetle is improved by just a splash of vinegar. I'm mad for crispy frosting little piece of buttered toast, and pickled fine of porcupines, and then a gorgeous roast of dragon's flesh well hung, not fresh, it cost £1 at most, and comes to you in bales if you order it by post. For dinner on my birthday, shall I tell you, I chose hot noodles made with poodles on the side of garden hose, and rather smelling jelly made from armadillo toes. The jelly is delicious, but you have to hold your nose. What is this? Now comes, I do declare, the burden of my speech. These foods are rare beyond compare. Some are right out of reach, but there's no doubt I'd go without a million plates of each for one small mite. One tiny bite of this fantastic peach! Of this fantastic peach! Look at that funny thing floating in the water over there! There are 2 of them! There are lots of them!
What are they?
Probably some kind of fish. Come along to say hello.
They're sharks. I'll get you anything you like. They're sharks, and they've come along to eat us all.
What else do we want?
I'm positive they're sharks. I just know they are sharks.
Just assuming that they are sharks. There can't possibly be any danger if they are here. Is there? Look! They're all swimming in towards us!
Please, go!
Hey, look at the size of their jaws! Oh dear! They're attacking! We're finished now! Filling up the whole beach! And then there'll be nothing left for us to stand on! And then they'll start on us! She is right! We are lost forever!
Oh, I don't want to be eaten, but they'll take me first of all because I'm so fat and juicy and I have no bones at all.
Is there nothing we can do? Surely you can think of a way to get out of this, James. Think, James, think! Come on, James! There must be something we can do! There is something that I believe we might try. We're not saying a word. Tell us quickly. We'll try anything you say, James, but hurry! 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 Be quiet and let the boy speak. Go on, James, how would you do it? Go on. Her brain's no good. After all, no, I'm terribly sorry. I forgot. We don't have any string. We didn't
Ever notice the silkworm? He's still downstairs.
Yes, he never moves. He just lies there sleeping all day. But we can easily wake him up and make him spin. And, what about me? May I ask? I can spin just as well as any silkworm. And what's more, I can spin patterns. Can you make it up between you? As much as you want. And quickly? Of course, of course. And would it be strong? The strongest there is. But why, James? What are you going to do? I'm going to lift this peak clear out of water. You're mad. It's our only chance. Let him finish. Go on, James. How'd you do it? Scarecrows, I suppose. Seagulls. The place is full of them. Hey, look up there. I'm going to take a long silk string. And I'm going to loop one end of it on a seagull's neck. And then I'm going to tie the other end of it to the tip of the peak. And then I'm going to get another seagull and do the same thing. Then another and another.
How can a few seagulls live an enormous thing like this up into the air, and all of us as well?
There is no shortage of seagulls. Look for yourself. We'll probably need 400, 500, maybe even 1,000. I don't know. I just simply keep on pushing up to the stem until it turns up to lift us. It's like balloons. Use so enough balloons to hold. I mean, really enough. Then up it goes. And a seagull has far more lifting power than a balloon. If only the time to do it.
You're absolutely off your head. How on earth do you propose to get a loopy string around the seagull's neck? I suppose you're going to fly up there yourself and catch it?
The boy's dawdling. Let him finish. Go on, James. How would you do it? With bait. Bait? What sort of bait? With a worm, of course. Seagulls love worms, didn't you know that? And luckily for us, we're the biggest, fattest, juiciest earthworms.
You can stop right there.
Go on. The seagulls started sponges. That is why there are so many of them circling around. But they daren't to come out get to them while all the rest of us are standing here. So, this is
Stop. I won't do it. I refuse.
My dear earthworm, you're going to be there anyway. So what difference does it make whether it's dark or seagulls?
I won't do it.
Why don't we hear what the plan is first?
I don't give a hoot what the plan is. I'm not going to be pecked to death by a bunch of seagulls.
You will be a martyr! I shall respect you for the rest of my life! But you won't have to be. But you won't have to give his life. Now, listen to me. This is what we'll do.
Why, it's absolutely brilliant!
Oh, I shall be pecked to death.
Of course you won't.
I will. I know I will. And I won't even be able to see them coming because I have no eyes at all.
I will let him talk to you. I promise I won't. We've got to hurry. Look down there. Action station. Jump to it. There's not a moment to lose. All hands on deck. Except you are to hurry. Hurry, James. And you said me. Get that silkworm to work and wait. Tell this man as he's never come before. A new tooth spider. Hurry on down. Start spinning. This is 102nd Seagull. I think this one will do it.
Oh, hurry up, James. Hurry, I don't like this at all.
Quiet down, Earthworm. You be thankful you're still alive. All because James had such a clever idea.
Yes, I marvel at him. Just think. Capturing seagulls by using bait? Yes, it's a splendid idea.
Not if you're bait.
It's working. I can feel us lifting. Come on, everyone. It's working. It's working.
Oh, I can feel us lifting.
It's so
It's
great.
wonderful. It's traveling.
And look, you can still see the stars down the sea.
What a marvelous feeling. I'm not hurt.
You were very brave, Earthworm. Goodbye, shark. Oh boy, this is the way to travel. Why? You can almost see forever from up here. How can you see Oh, look! There's a ship below us!
It looks like a big one.
It's got 3 funnels. You can even see the people on the deck. Let's wave to them. Do you think they can see us?
What an adventure!
Can you believe it? Wow.
Now, neither James nor any of the others know it, but the ship that is sailing beneath them is actually the Queen Mary, on her way on the English Channel to America.
And on the bridge of the Queen Mary, the astonished captain is standing with a group of officers, all of them gaping at the great round ball hovering overhead.
I don't like it.
Nor do I, sir.
Do you think it's following us? I tell you, I don't like it.
It could be dangerous.
That's it. It's a secret weapon. Holy cats, send a message to the Queen at once. The country must be warned. And give me my telescope. There are birds everywhere. The whole sky is teeming with them. What in the world are they doing? And wait a second. There are people up there. I can see them moving. And there's do I have this darn thing focused properly? It looks like a little boy in short trousers. Yes, I can distinctly see a little boy in short trousers standing up there. And there's a sort of giant ladybug.
Now, just a minute, Captain.
And a colossal green grasshopper.
Captain, please.
And a mammoth spider.
Oh, dear. He's found the whiskey again.
And an a simply enormous centipede.
Call the ship's doctor. Captain's not well. Get help quickly.
But look, it's disappearing in those clouds. I never see him.
Never mind that. Captain's lived to live. He's focused work. I'm the captain now. Get him off the bridge. Take him below. He's sick.
Wonder where we'll finish up this time.
Who cares? He goes always go back to land sooner or later. Wow! Didn't it seem as if people on that ship really got excited when they saw us? But then, suppose we probably did appear a little peculiar. What do you mean, James? Well, what I mean is,
What he means is that we all look mighty strange to human beings. And why wouldn't we, after all? They have their ears attached to the side of their heads.
doesn't everybody?
Where, for example, do you think I keep my ears?
I don't know.
Right here. One on each side of my tummy.
Eyes full of soil.
And without charging a penny, I gobble up all the nasty little insects that are gobbling up all the farmers' crops. I am the farmer's best friend. I think you're wonderful. It seems that almost everyone around here is in love. It's not me! I'm a pest, and I'm proud of it. Oh, I'm such a shocking, dreadful pest!
Here.
What about you, Spider? Aren't you also much loved in the world? Oh, no. I'm not loved at all. And yet, I do nothing but good. All day I catch flies and mosquitoes in my webs. I am a decent person. I know you are. It's very unfair the way spiders are treated. Why, only last week, your horrible Aunt Sponge flushed my poor dear father down the drain in the bath. I watched the whole thing from the corner, up in the ceiling. It was ghastly. But isn't it unlucky to kill a spider? Of course it's unlucky to kill a spider. I'm not spiked after she down the back. Ha! We all felt it, didn't we, as the peach went over her? It was very satisfactory. Will you sing us a song about it?
No,
Please.
no,
Please.
no.
Oh, Sponge! Oh, Sponge was terrifically fat and tremendously flabby at that. Her tummy and waist were soggy at the face. It was worse on the place where she sat. So she said, I must make myself flat. I must make myself slim as a cat. I shall do without pity to make myself thinner. But along came the peach. Oh, the beautiful peach, and made her far thinner than that. Oh, Cindy, that was lovely. That was very nice. Now sing us one about Aunt Spiker. Yes,
No, please, no.
Aunt Spiker was thin as a wire and dry as a bone on each bark. She was so long and thin, if you carried her in, you could use her for poking the fire. I must do something with me, she frowned. I want fat, I want pound upon pound. I must eat lots and lots of marshmallows and chocolates until I start filtering out all around. Ah, yes, she announced. I've sworn that I'll alter my figure by dawn. Cried the people with a snicker. I'll alter your figure, and iron you out of the lot. Can't be that fantastic, lovely. Getting colder and darker. Why don't we all go down below and keep warm until tomorrow morning?
No, I think that would be very unwise. It'll be safer if we all stay up here and keep watch for the night. Then if anything happens, we shall be ready for it.
Well, you see that James Henry Charter and his companions are crouched close together to keep warm.
Little do they know what still lies ahead. Oh, tears scares even me.
Well, anyway, to get on with the story, there's not a sound anywhere. Just listen to how quiet it is.
The peach sways gently from side to side. Quietly, softly. Not at all like airplanes that soar through the sky, trying to get everybody secretly lurking up there in the great cloud mountains back into the cover of the clouds.
That is why people who travel in airplanes never see anything. But the peach, yes, the peach makes no noise at all as it floats along.
Wait, shh, be quiet. I think I hear something.
Ah! There! Over there! Do you see them?
And I think our travelers are about to any second.
James, look! What are those things?
Oh, I don't like this at all. Don't they hear you? They must be cloud men.
I'm glad I'm blind. They can't see you, or I'd probably scream.
I hope they don't turn around and see us.
But what are they doing?
It seems as if they're reaching out and rubbing handfuls of clouds, rolling them in their fingers, and turning them into large white marbles. That's ridiculous. There's nothing to be afraid of here. Wait, listen. They're singing something. And now they're showering them. Now they're showering the marble as things over the side of the cloud into space. Down they go. Hail and snow. Freezes and sneezes and noses will blow. It's hailstones. They're making hailstones. And now they're showering them down onto the people in the world below. That's ridiculous. This is summertime. We don't have hailstones in the summertime. I don't believe it. For heaven's sake, Centipede, don't make so much noise.
faster and faster fly the seagulls, skidding across the sky at a tremendous pace, with the Peach trailing right behind them.
Cloud after cloud on either side, all ghostly white in the moonlight.
Several more times throughout the night, our travelers catch glimpses of cloudmen moving about on tops of the clouds, working their sinister magic upon the world below.
They even passed a snow machine in operation, the cloudmen turning the handle and a great blizzard of snow coming out of the great funnel above.
They see huge drums being used for thunder. They see frost factories and wind producers. And in the hollow of a large, billowy cloud, something that can only be a cloudman's city.
Just before dawn, they hear soft whooshing noise above their heads. And when they glance up, they can see an immense, gray, bat-like creature swooping towards them out of the dark.
It circles round and round the Peach, flapping its great wings slowly in the moonlight and staring at our travelers. Then it utters a series of long, high cries and flies off again into the night.
How terrifying! They all sit motionless. Fearfully, they sit in silence, waiting for the sun.
And watching it as it comes up over the rim of the horizon for a new day.
Look! There's land below! Hooray! Magnificent! It looks like streets and houses. But how enormous it all is! But what tremendous tall buildings! I've never seen anything like them in England.
This couldn't possibly be England.
Then where is it? You know what those buildings are? Those are skyscrapers. This must be America! And that, my friends, means we can cross the Atlantic Ocean overnight!
You don't mean it!
It's incredible! It's unbelievable!
It's not possible!
Oh, I've always dreamed of going to America. I had fun once.
Who cares about your friend? The thing we gotta think about is how on earth are we gonna get back down to Earth?
Ask James. I don't think that's what celebrates of gold. All we'll have to do is call us a few seagulls. Not too many, mind you, but just enough. So the others can't quite keep us in the air. Then we shall go down slowly and gently until we reach the ground. Centipede will bite through each one of the silken streaks for us, one at a time. My goodness! I forgot to polish my boots! Everyone must help me polish my boots before we arrive!
Oh, for heaven's sake, if you ever stop thinking about your food.
What's that? It looks like a plane. And considering that cloud there. Wait. Oh no! I don't believe it! It sliced right through everyone in Silken Street and it went by!
It's falling!
Help! Save us! We are lost!
This is the end!
James, quickly do something. You've always had the answer before.
I wish I had the answer. I can't help. Shut your eyes, everybody. It won't be long now.
This is the end! I know it is!
Save us! Someone save us!
So long, everyone!
Goodbye, everybody! Goodbye, Lady Bird! Goodbye, Earthworm! I'm sorry that I always picked on you, even though your plan is a bad!
Oh, Centipede, I had to. Oh, never mind. I'm positive you weren't all that bad.
We are lost forever! We're dead! We've had it! Goodbye. Thank you all for being my friends. I don't believe it! We're not dead!
Wow! Where are we, James?
I know it's hard to believe, but I think we landed on a needle on the Empire State Building. You're kidding!
How will we get down?
They'll get us down. James, why are all those people hanging out of windows, cheering for us? And all those people down the streets are waving happily. Maybe they think we're heroes. You know, I think you may be right. They think we're heroes.
James was right. Everyone on the Peach is now looked upon as a hero, especially James.
They were all brought down in 5 minutes and escorted to the steps of City Hall, where the mayor of New York made a speech of welcome.
And while he was doing that, 100 steeplejacks, armed with ropes, pulleys, and ladders, climbed up to the top of the Empire State Building, lifted the giant Peach off the spike, and lowered it to the ground.
The mayor decided that there just had to be a ticker tape parade for these wonderful visitors. A procession was formed, and in the leading car
Which was an enormous open limousine.
sat James and all his friends.
came the giant peach itself. Men with cranes and hooks had quickly hoisted it to a very large truck, and there it now sat, looking as huge and proud and brave as ever.
There was, of course, a bit of a hole in the bottom of the peach for the spike of the Empire State Building went in. But who cared about that?
Or indeed about the peach juice that was dripping out of it onto the street.
Behind the peach, skidding about in all the peach juice, was the mayor's limousine, and about 20 other limousines carrying all the important people of the city.
The crowds were wild with excitement. They screamed, they yelled, they cheered and clapped. They even threw pieces of white paper and ticker tape at James and his friends, who were standing up in their car, waving as they went by.
Then, a rather curious thing happened. A little girl in a red dress ran up from the crowd and shouted,
Oh, James, James, can I please have a tiny taste of your marvelous peach? Help yourself. It wouldn't keep forever anyway.
Needless to say, that was the beginning of the end for our splendid giant peach.
Children came from everywhere. They jumped up on the truck, swung like ants all over the giant peach, eating and eating to their heart's content.
More and more boys and girls came running from all directions to join the feast. Soon, there was a child children a mile long chasing after the peach. It was really a fantastic sight.
To some, it looked as though the Pied Piper of Hammond had suddenly descended upon New York.
And to James, who had never dreamed there was many children as this in the world, it was the most marvelous thing that had ever happened.
After the procession was over, the gigantic fruit had been completely eaten up, and only a big brown stone, liquid green and shiny by 10,000 little eager tongues, was left standing in the truck.
And thus, the journey ended.
But the travelers lived on. Each and every one of them became rich and successful in the new country.
Centipede was made vice president in charge of sales at a high-class boot and shield manufacturer.
This lovely pink skin was employed by a company that made face creams to do commercials on television.
Silkworm and Spider, who were taught to make nylon thread instead of silk, opened up a factory together and made ropes for tightrope walkers.
The glowworm became the light and the torch of the Statue of Liberty, and thus saved a grateful city from having to pay an enormous electricity bill every year.
Old Green Grasshopper was made part of the New York Symphony Orchestra, where his playing was greatly admired.
The ladybug, who had been haunted all her life, that her house was burned down and her children all gone, married the chief of the fire department, and lived happily ever after.
Next to the enormous peach stone, it was set up in honor in Central Park as a famous monument. But not only was it a famous monument, it was also a famous house.
And inside that famous house, there lived a very famous person, James Henry Trotter himself.
And any day of the week, you could walk up and knock on his door. And his door would always be open to you. And you could ask James to tell again the stories of his adventures on the peach.
In fact, one day, James thought it'd be nice if he sat down and read us a story for everybody to know. So he did. And that is what you have just seen.
The end!